Hey YouTube, I know it's been a while, and I promised I would be a little more dependable, but honestly, between depression, between moving, between getting sick multiple times, uh, it's been a lot, I have to say. It's been a lot. So I made some notes because I want to kind of touch on some things because this is kind of going to be an update video. It's going to also be kind of a coming of age. And I know I said that, and I just turned 60 last month, so my coming of age should have been a few years ago. But between being married 3 times, um, the last husband left me because I was sick. He felt uh, if he stayed, he was just going to be watching me die. Now, if he hadn't left, we'd be married 3 years, and I think, what is this, 11 months? 11 months is will we be married. But I escaped a bullet. When I say I escaped a bullet, girl, I escaped a bullet. He was more than, how do you say? Oh, sorry, I'm playing with this new thing. And it turns when I turn, or something like that. At least I think that's what it's supposed to do. But it seems to want to show y'all my business over there. So let's see. Let's move. So as you can see, from behind, I've moved, and so everything's not homey like it should be or like it would be. I thought I was moving into a 2-bedroom. I ended up moving into a 1 because at the time they only had a 1 when it came my move date. And then I kind of made some notes because I kind of didn't want to be all over the place, and I kind of already started being all over the place. But let's backtrack a little bit. So the being sick, I was coughing blood. Let me see if I can adjust this, because this is adjusting the wrong direction. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's why. Okay. So I was coughing blood for like 8 days. I didn't exactly know why I was kept coughing blood. Go to the doctor and, but no, let me take that back. Well, no, I went to the doctor first to see what was going on, and they said I had some congestion, and it possibility was my asthma, possibility maybe I had an infection or something like that. So I had a CT scan. CT scan showed I had spots in my lungs. I had spots in my stomach. I had spots on my spine, up by my neck, and then down by my lower back. And then I also had spots in my chest. So it showed I had an infection on my left side. So, needless to say, that was part of the blood thing. When I talked to the doctor a couple of days later, I think it was either the day after or the day after that. I didn't speak to my doctor. I spoke to the doctor on call. So the doctor on call had me thinking my cancer was back. But now the jury is still out on that though, because there is a possibility my cancer is back. She said, well, I think because you're stage 4, that maybe your metastases came back. And they probably came back, I think, one place that they didn't come back, which was in my left shoulder. Everywhere else is where I had, I also had them on my kidneys at first. So she was like, well, I think your cancer's back. So I think we're going to have to redo your meds, and we're going to have to redo blah, 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 blah. So all I heard was cancer, 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 cancer. So yeah. Then I emailed my oncologist, and I asked her, what's going on? Can you look at the CAT scan and see, what do you think? She says something way different. She says, I don't think that your cancer is back. I think you have an infection, and I think the blood clots that you were throwing up were just blood clots that were loose coming from the infection that you have in your left breast. And I was like, I have infection in my left breast? What are you talking about? She goes, well, not exactly in your breast, but in the muscle behind your breast. So I'm thinking, have I had another reaction to this doggone breast implant? Because, y'all, at first, I had a reaction to the expander. And if you don't know what the expander is, it's the plastic thing they put in you after you've had a mastectomy to prepare your chest for the implant. But because I've always been kind of healthy, I ain't gonna say fat, but no, this medicine has made me fat. But anyway, and I wasn't quite a D, but I was a very full C. And they didn't take all of my breast tissue. They only took the affected tissue and some of the tissue that wasn't affected. So I still had a little bit of, I wasn't totally flat after my mastectomy, like most people are. I still had if you're a girl, before you get boobs, you know how you had those little mounds. You don't quite, it's not quite a boob, but it's a little mound. I had that. So yeah. So when they put the expander in the first time, child, I almost died. I was allergic to it. They had to take me into the office, lay me on a table, and do surgery on me in the office. The only thing they did was numb the area. I was wide awake. I saw everything. Well, I didn't look. But all I had to do was do this, and I could have seen. Yeah. So that was really traumatizing. So when I walk out, my mom and my youngest son, I had to walk through half a Kaiser to find where they were because I didn't know where they was at. They didn't know where I was at. So I had to have them paged because after walking past, I think, admissions and then where you wait to go to surgery before you go upstairs, and by the time I got to where x-ray was, I was about to pass out. So someone helped me to the laboratory. I sat in the laboratory. I had the lady to page my mom and my son. So they met me there with a wheelchair because, child, I don't think I could have walked. And they wheeled me to the car. I told them what happened. My mom burst out in tears. My son was upset. I was like, y'all, I'm okay. I just had surgery. It's okay. They're like, yeah, but you was awake. I said, I know. I went through it. I know. So when I say I've been traumatized, y'all, the trauma is real. Between waking up 9 years old and your leg is gone, between having your first phantom pain at 9 years old, I've been traumatized. I've been traumatized. So, yeah. Now, another thing I want to touch on about traumas, you know, I think that most people who develop prejudices, it's because of the traumas that they've been through. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking because the dog is coming in here and I'm wanting to see what's going on. I don't want him to jump on me while I'm trying to hold this camera. Because, I came from Alabama. Well, Mobile, Alabama, to be exact. So, the prejudices I've seen, I've seen someone skinned and hung and words carved in his chest, his genitals in his mouth at 8 years old. Yeah. Yeah. Then as we're leaving Alabama, we're being chased by Hurricane Camille. And it's kind of pushing the bus on out the way, like, y'all need to get out before we kill y'all. Just get out, get out. So yeah, that was an experience. Because living in Alabama, there's tornadoes, there's hurricanes, there's monsoon season. You know, it's the only place that, well, let me say, the only place I've lived where it can rain and the ground is still dry. And it'll rain like 3 or 4 times a day. And the ground will never be wet because of the humidity. The ground will just be smoking. You can smell that it rained, but you won't get wet. Because by the time it gets to where it's even halfway to the ground, it's already done dried up. Most of the time, unless it's monsoon season. Monsoon season is the only time it's cool enough where it actually hits the doggone street. Sidewalks. You know. But this is Life Update. This is a bonnet chronicle, as you can see. Well, it's kind of a bonnet, sorta. I put my bonnets up, so I don't really know where I put them. I don't remember. But so this is kind of a bonnet chronicle. So new place, new ideas, new mindset. I'm not gonna let those things that kind of ruled me anymore, if that makes sense. Being bullied, yeah, between my brothers, living in a house full of men, me and my mom the only women. My brother's bullying me, teasing me about my leg, calling me Woodstock and peg leg, and oh, limp along Cassidy. Yeah, that was, yeah. Been going to school and being bullied because my brothers have brought the names that they didn't call me and brought it to school. Yeah. So that was kind of an experience, to say the least. An experience. Then my first marriage, which is my kid's dad, being verbally abused, physically, leaving him cheating, him marrying the person he cheated on me with, then having a baby with her. That was all traumatizing. And it was like I was treated like I was supposed to expect it and to accept it. Because my mama was like, well, he pay bills. He pay bills, y'all. So I'm just supposed to expect and accept that he's going to cheat on me, then beat on me, then call me names. Yeah. That part. Then his mama said, she said, well, sometimes when men be under trauma or under stress, they let their stress out by, putting cigarettes out on you or slapping you around or, messing around with other women, having women come to your house and having women call in your house. And, it's just part of being a woman. Y'all. One leg, no legs, no arms. I'm sorry. Every woman, every person deserves someone who said, I do in front of God, your parents, and an audience. Deserves when it says in sickness and in health, and until death do us part, that don't mean, oh, but while the death doing us part, I'm just gonna mess around a little bit, just a little bit. Then I'm gonna slap you around just a little bit. It's okay. I pay bills. I keep a roof over your head. Yeah, no, we're not having that lot. Second marriage, I got married because my mama kept saying, mind you, I'm dumb. Because it's another one of those traumas. Always looking for your mama's approval. I'm the only girl. So I had rules my brothers didn't have. Like, I started my first job, I was 13. My first job. I tricked my mom into signing the paperwork. She didn't know. She thought it was like some summer program. She was like, okay, okay. And then first day of work, I was like, you gonna take me to work? She was like, what? You take you what? You doing, huh? I said, to work. I said, I got a job. She said, you got a what? I said, I got a job. She said, oh, okay. So you trying to help out the family? Y'all know. I was trying to get out of her house. That's what I was trying to do. Get out of her house. And when I moved out, I was 17. I moved out. I was still going to high school. I went to school every day. I graduated early because from sophomore year to senior year, every summer I went to University of Davis. I took classes, and I graduated with like 100 and some change extra credits because I was really trying to get out of her house. I really was. And I didn't feel getting pregnant was going to do it. I didn't. I felt like I needed education. I felt like I needed motivation. I felt like I needed to learn everything I could learn so that when I did leave, I didn't have to come back. And you know what? I never came back. Never. I never had to go home. Never. Even when my husband was beating on me, I didn't go home. Because my mama said, he paid bills. Why you tripping? He paid bills. Who mama say that? I'm not saying that. I mean, I got sons, but I'm not telling my sons, well, she pay bills. Accept it. Move on. No. No. Leave that heifer alone. You kick rocks. She ain't got to kick rocks. Give her the whole house. Give her whatever she need, but you leave her out of there. That's what you do. But it all has taught me with this move, being sick, divorcing that fool. Oh, and I left out one thing. Y'all found out we wasn't actually married. Yeah, y'all. I was wife number 5, but he never divorced wife number 4. So thank you, Jesus. The Lord was on my side. He said, T, you don't need that bullshit. we finna let you, we finna see a light at the end of that tunnel. We seeing a light at the end of that tunnel. He finna kick rocks. And he did. He tried to steal my car. He got on drugs because he said he was just watching me die. Do I look like I'm dying? Do I look like well, when I had sepsis, I almost died. Yeah. But he wasn't around for that. He wasn't around. He had already been gone a year by the time I went through all that. When I had the heart attack, he had already been gone almost 2 years by the time that happened. So, no, none of that. No, none of that. But new life, new ideals, new mindset. I'm looking at things in a different way. As far as dating, you know, when I talk to people now, half the time they piss me off. Because I'd be like, do people really believe that? Do people really, are women really dealing with that kind of crap? Because, I mean, if they come with the crap already, and we ain't in a relationship, we never get in a relationship. And if you tell me that I can cook for you and clean, and I'm stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and you talking about what's stopping me from keeping my house together for you, I'm sorry, but you just called me a dumbass bitch. And T is none of that. None of that. So, I'm going to end this video because it's been a long time since I posted. And I think I'm going to make another video after this, so y'all may see me in the same gown. Today hasn't been a good day. I have not been feeling good because they had me on these antibiotics, and, you know, antibiotics make you feel, you know, they make your woo-ha do what it do. They usually make you nauseous and not feel good. So for like the last 8 days, I've been nauseous and not feeling good. On top of cancer medicine, that ain't been helping. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let let me know what you think about me. Watch me. Sometimes I'm funny. Today I might not have been funny. I was kind of serious this whole time. And actually, as I'm looking, I feel like I'm really fat. I do, but I'm really puffy because the medicine that I'm on has me really puffy. So I feel fat. So excuse that. And as far as putting on makeup, child, I ain't felt like doing that for a while. Occasionally you may see that. But not today. Not today. So as I said, comment, like, subscribe, and share it. Somebody might be feeling like me, and you may not know they feel like me, because maybe they're not quite going through everything I'm going through, but maybe they've been through some of what I've been through. And maybe this might help them to feel better. Because, you know, you always kind of feel better when you see somebody who's kind of walking your path. They may not be going you through your whole journey, but just the fact that they've been there and have walked some of that makes them feel a little bit better. So, until our next video, y'all be good. Let's love each other. Let's not hate. And y'all, don't let Trump change how you feel about stuff. Because he gonna be who he gonna be, just like we gonna be who we gonna be. We all make our own decisions to do what we gonna do. Let's just think positively. I know positivity is he's probably gonna mess this world up. But we can always overcome. We did when he was president the first time. We overcame. So y'all, let's live. Let's smile. Let's laugh more. Let's hug more. Let's tell people, hey, I love you. Hey, I was thinking about you. Even if you only text and say, hey, I was thinking about you. You at least text. It was real. Let's be good. Adios.